Just so you know, you don't make the rules. I don't give a every single thing I have put up with and every single thing I have done, I'm now gonna put back on you tenfold.
Well, isn't this just delightful? Look at the happy couple. I wonder if this is what Scott imagined on his vision board. So like 90% of the comments on the last video were just about this dude's lip. Everybody's very fascinated by his lip. I had been watching the show for a while, so I kind of just didn't even think about it. And now I'm curious. I did a little bit of research, and apparently he came out and said it was due to a food preservative allergy, but there's a lot of debate on whether or not that's the case. I'm no doctor, but it kind of lasted a long time. There are some people that think it was an injection or a surgery of some sort, but regardless, there's a lot of mystery surrounding Scott's lip. It's a very mysterious subject from a mysterious guy. So here we are again with the happy couple. In the last video, Lindsay got out of prison, took one step in Scott's house, and then had a meltdown. Scott did not have the house ready for Lindsay and her daughter, and while he definitely should have been more prepared, her reaction was way too much. It was pretty shocking to see, considering they only just met and it was a sign of things to come, clearly. After that, they had a few days that were okay. They got along for the most part, but then one morning, Scott picked up one of Lindsay's notebooks and discovered something kind of alarming.
You have to explain it.
That is a quote out of a book.
Look at him down there.
After a great night last night, why are you going through my
I think it's actually fair for her to not want him to just go through her stuff, especially without asking. But she clearly also has a lot to hide, and she's in his house relying on him financially. She tries to say it's a quote out of a book, but it's an entire page, and she won't say what book, of course. It's basically her detailing her plan of how to scam him and take his money and then move on to the next project. And she's somehow gonna sit here and try to convince him that has nothing to do with him and their relationship. Even if it was a book, that's still kind of weird. You're sitting in jail reading books about how to scam people and then writing down full pages from it.
He's an egomaniac. I'm used to his type. I can play the game with the best of them. I can bolster said ego and pretend to love every single word he says. So boring, but all part of the plan.
Huh.
Get out, get the car, very nice new wardrobe. Then I get him to open me a bank account.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this is nothing to worry about, Scott. It's just a quote from a book. That whole thing was a quote from a book. You just found her written plan on how she's about to scam you. This should sound off every alarm bell you have. This isn't a relationship. In her mind, she's on a top secret mission right now, just trying to extract as much money from him as possible, and she has had her battle plan compromised. This is only like day 3 or 4, by the way, so she didn't really keep her cover very well.
It's a fantastic book that I read.
There's the wonderful girl that I've been helping out for 2 years. How diabolical.
Because obviously I sit around and write my master plan out in a notebook while I'm sitting in prison.
Yeah, that's what you did. Is she trying to be sarcastic? Oh yeah, sure, Scott. I just sit around in prison and write out my master plan on how I'm gonna scam you. Pff, no, dude, I read a book on how to scam people, and I've been writing it down page by page. That honestly might be more alarming. That's not even a good excuse by any stretch of the imagination.
Write my master plan out in a notebook while I'm sitting in prison.
Scott, do you really think I would do that? Does that sound like me? And don't say the obvious answer. Scott, is that really how low you think of me? You think I just sit in prison like, oh yeah, let me pull out my notebook and write down my master plan of how I'm gonna scam this guy and take $20,000 from him while I'm in prison and then pretend to fall in love with him? Does that sound like us? Does that even sound like our situation? I don't even know where you're drawing the connection, quite honestly. This is just a book I read, dude. It's from Harry Potter.
Good woman, quotes. Those will pop up. God, you're idiot. I'm leaving. Or no, yes.
Oh man, look at the poor little guy down there. It's so funny. She's calling him the idiot in this situation for picking that piece of paper up and not immediately thinking it's a book quote. Scott, you idiot. It's obviously a book quote. Like, how could you think otherwise? You can literally look up the quote. But I don't think your phone's around here. I wouldn't. It's kind of hard to find. It's an obscure book, so on second thought, it may not come up. You idiot. You should know this. You need to get it together, dude, because I just like to write, okay? I'm a writer. I like to write books. Like, write other people's books down, though. I don't write my own books. I just copy. Although I am actually working on something of my own right now. There might be some pages lying around that you notice. Just don't even think about it. Don't pick it up. If you see anything written down along the lines of Scott is a dumbass and I'm scamming him, it's just, that's a working title for my screenplay. Which, by the way, I'm gonna need like $30,000 to help get that project started.
In my notebook, I write down quotes out of books that I think are just interesting. And that particular quote was from a book about a woman who had been to prison for stealing money from rich men that she was dating.
Oh,
but
okay,
if
I
Scott
get
makes
it.
comparisons to himself and the character in this book, that's his problem.
Yeah, why would he ever make that comparison? It's not like it describes the exact situation you guys are in. It's amazing how confidently and yet poorly she lies. She told him to go Google that book knowing damn well it doesn't even exist, and you can't give him a title? Who reads a book and is interested enough to write down pages from it but doesn't remember the title of the book? I tried to find this book and of course didn't expect it to exist, and I saw on the Love After Lockup subreddit some people said they put it through a plagiarism scanner and it came up as almost entirely original, like there was no matches to anything else. So this is Lindsay's work right here. This all came from her brain. So now she's trying to make it seem like it's all his fault for making a big deal out of a book quote and invading her privacy, and she tries to call up the halfway house to get her address changed and go live with her mother.
The halfway house is saying that it's going to take days for me to get this transfer made. So lucky for Scott, I'm trapped here.
So now that she's here on house arrest, she pretty much is trapped with Scott and his vision board and his lip. This is her worst nightmare, and I think at one point she says she would rather be in prison, but Scott hasn't really done anything. He's just sitting there. At this point, it doesn't seem like he's some horrible person. He hasn't done anything. She hasn't even given him time to be a horrible person. All he's done is just sit there and look sad, and then he rolled over and he found a piece of paper. Oh, look, it's just the blueprints on how Lindsay is gonna destroy my life. I wonder if I can bring this up with her in a mature conversation. Hey Lindsay, I was wondering if I could ask you a question about this piece of... Scott, you idiot, it's a book quote. And have you read every book that ever exists? Exactly. So how would you even know it's not from a book? Dumbass. Look, you promised to buy me a car. Why don't you go do that while I work on the next chapter of my book? Scott goes to the car dealership. It's a story about some dumbass who goes and buys a car for a girl he just met who got out of prison recently.
For me to read something like that, it really damaged my trust level.
Oh, really?
Why did you buy it?
I don't want to argue.
It's onto a brick wall. This is not the same person that I had talked to while I was in prison.
So she's trying to flip it around on him and say that he's not the same person she talked to when she was in prison because he looked at a notebook she had. Scott completely misled me about who he was. He's this creepy guy looking at notebooks and stuff. What am I even gonna do? I'm trapped in the house with him. He didn't tell me any of this stuff. He didn't tell me the house wasn't ready. He didn't tell me he was a little notebook thief. He didn't tell me about his lip. You know what? I should ruin his life and destroy everything he owns. That's what you get for looking at my notebook. You think I'm some kind of scammer? Well, tell you what, I might just take all your money and run. That'll show you.
He promised my kid she would have her own room and her own space. Where is she supposed to sleep? And he said it would be fine to spend money, but then when I tried to actually spend it, he gets weird.
So it goes without saying that this guy should have known what he was getting into. Of course he's going to feel weird about spending money on someone who is only there because of his money. So many men on this show are searching for love, but then find themselves in this really weird sugar daddy situation where they're just getting used and treated like shit. And they always tell their family, don't worry, I just gave her all of my money that I've ever earned, and she's gonna come live with me, and she ran from the police 15 times. She also has a collection of short stories on how to scam people. She's a very ambitious and poetic scammer. She takes it very seriously. She's an artist, if I may say.
Are you telling me that the only reason why you are not comfortable here is because there's some things that aren't finished in the house? Honest to God, are you telling me that's the only reason?
My kid is not at my house with me, and I'm out of prison, and I don't have anywhere to put her. I've always had my child.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. So she's trying to act like the only issue here is the fact that her daughter can't live there yet because the house is unfinished. But as far as I'm aware, I think that's also a legal thing too. I'm not sure her daughter can immediately just go live with her when she's on house arrest. Either way, there's no chance that things would magically get better if her daughter is living there now. It would get a million times worse, if anything. She doesn't have an issue with Scott looking through her notebook and not having the house completely finished. Those are relatively small things. She just doesn't like this guy at all. And she was waiting for him to do anything that she can use as an excuse to make him look like the bad guy. So now Lindsay plans to hang out with one of her best friends, and she clearly has feelings for her. I'm not just assuming either. They literally kiss and basically say they have feelings for each other. And then her friend flat out admits that Lindsay is using Scott for his money.
Do you think it's about the money?
I think it's always
about the money. I've seen it time and time again. Like, you're not going to be with her if you don't provide her with the things that she wants when she wants them. She wants something, she's gonna get it.
How much money?
So now Lindsay introduces her friend to Scott, and I can only imagine what she told her friend about Scott. I mean, I doubt she's like, oh, I'm in love with this guy, we're gonna live together, and my daughter's gonna move in, and we're gonna have a happy life. Her friend clearly knows that she's here to extract money. This isn't a relationship, it's a business venture.
Scott, honey.
Hello.
Terrible's here.
Clarabelle. Hi. I'm Scott. Heard a lot about you.
You too.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Come.
So, welcome to my house. What do you think? This is the living room. I allow Scott to sleep on this couch. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being so rude. I didn't even introduce Scott. Scott is a dumbass that I've tricked into buying me a house. I cannot stress how important Scott is to me. He basically saved my life. By destroying his own, he's given me an opportunity to have a new one.
Because obviously you're kind of out of this league physically. So he's got to get money, but he doesn't even really have that much money, right?
I'm being completely honest. I have no idea how much money Scott has.
You amateur, you don't even know how much he has yet? What are you doing wasting time over here? It's so funny. The only positive thing she said to her friend about Scott is the fact that he's now working hard on her daughter's room. But she knows this relationship isn't gonna last, and she doesn't really plan on moving her daughter there for real. So he's just wasting time. She's just giving him busy work to do while she figures out his bank account information. The only reason he agreed to finish her daughter's room after the entire book quote fiasco is because she promised him that's the last issue that they have. That's the only thing that's wrong with their relationship, and then everything's gonna be good.
Studies, you know, what our relationship really is.
Overwhelming, terrible.
It's gonna be okay.
So yeah, these two clearly have romantic feelings for each other. They're up in the attic right now, so Lindsay's up in the attic cheating on Scott while he's underneath them wandering around putting together her daughter's room. This is the life right here. This is what Scott was talking about when he said all the other 50-year-old men are going to be jealous. It's too bad all these other 50-year-old men don't get to scramble around to put together their inmate girlfriend's daughter's room while she cheats on them upstairs in the attic. They're all going to be jealous of my girlfriend's talented writing abilities and her imagination when it comes to scamming. It never ceases to amaze me that in Scott's mind, this is the beginning of a beautiful romance, and they're going to live together and live happily ever after, and things are going to be wonderful. Whereas in her mind, she's like, all right, this guy's weird as hell. I wonder if he has any money stashed around. It's just a slight difference with how they see their relationship. I think they could work on it. With some communication, it'll be fine.
When are you gonna tell him that, oh, she's not just my friend, that's been my girlfriend for like, 6 years?
I can guarantee he's not going to understand. I can guarantee you he's going to feel like I had cheated on him, even though I just started talking to Scott when you left the prison.
But you left the prison to move in with him with your daughter and start a life together, and now you're kissing your girlfriend in his attic. It's so funny, she says Scott's not going to understand. Well, of course not. Why would he? Oh, he's not going to understand that I already am in a relationship and have been for 6 years. He's not going to get that I have a girlfriend and once in a while we might just scam some people and make out in their attic. She used hand quotes for the word cheating like it didn't happen as she's sitting in his house cheating on him. I don't understand him sometimes. He would call this cheating, you know? Like, just because we have been in a relationship for 6 years and I haven't told him about it. The guy's out of his mind. What can I say? There's so many red flags at this point. He's delusional. He's opening notebooks all the time. He's seeing things. He's hallucinating that I'm cheating on him in the attic.
Boy, all our other, relationships, they've known me. Right. Like, yes, you're my boyfriend, and I will not have sex with any other men. But this is terrible, and I'm going to have sex with her. And you are not going to have sex with me.
I don't remember this on Scott's vision board. I feel like he was missing a step in their relationship. The part where he learns that she's already in a committed relationship. But it's okay because he still has the opportunity to give her money and to give her a place to stay. So that's good for him. He's like just a charity guy. He helps people who just recently got out of prison. He's just a good guy doing good for the community, you know? He's building a child's bedroom for this nice young couple. Look how grateful they are. Anyway, if you thought that was bad, it was, but it doesn't stop there. In the next video, she's destroying his office and threatening to do it with other guys in his bed while he's out on the couch. And then the poor guy is just trying to tell her that he's lonely and she loses it.
You have no interest in me. You have interest in what I can do for you. The other night you said, oh yeah, I'm lonely. I know how you feel.
You're literally telling me
And then maybe if there's a little time, maybe.
And you're going to sleep right there.
Maybe.
All late at night.
The poor little guy can't catch a break. Every time he just tries to speak from his heart or display his emotions, she's like, you know what, Scott? I'm gonna go break some of your stuff. Well, I think we've reached the end of the video, so thank you so much everyone for watching. Before I go, I just want to say that it's getting more difficult to avoid copyright issues with these kinds of videos on YouTube, so all of the support I get on Patreon is extremely helpful and very much appreciated. For those who don't know, I post videos every single Thursday over there, and there's also some stuff available for free members. This is completely optional, of course, and always appreciated, but the more support I can get on Patreon, the more flexibility I'll have with what I can post on YouTube. So yeah, if you enjoy this channel and you want to see longer videos posted every single Thursday, you can head on over to my Patreon. Whether or not you decide to do that though, I just want to say thanks for watching the video and liking and commenting and supporting the channel over the years. It really means a lot to me, and I hope to see you next time.
I've been out with Lindsay for 2 hours since she got off the plane, and she's been complaining about the vehicle she was picked up in and, you know, complaining about the house.
How much money?
Well, I mean, there are some things that
I'm not really happy with the house.
I know how you feel.
You're literally telling me how
Maybe.
uninterested I am with you and have all these other interests?